Everyone who works in the fashion industry around here knows there's more hard work than glamour in it. Probably no one's come from farther away to be a part of it than Natalia Meyer. Her family immigrated from Ukraine nearly 20 years ago. Producer-videographer John McGrath looks in on this busy, productive, designing woman.
My name is Natalia Meyer, and I'm addicted to fashion.
Zora's wearing my shoes. It has to be sexy.
Working with Natalia is always a blast.
This is a dress. We'll have a slip under that's black, and it's just beautiful. Silks and lace. I wanted to play with texture. I wanted things to be different. This is a bodysuit, and it's pretty well hidden. When normal people just watch TV or do their own thing, I just always do work. How can we help you? So normally the horizontal wrinkle happens when it's pretty fitted. Does it come up a little bit onto the hair when you do it? I would like to use all of this but not finish it. I would do blind stitch and 2 inches left. We have been in this location for about 3 years.
Oh, my kid's here.
How are you doing?
Good.
We have people from all over the world here. So my husband is American and he's from Colorado.
And they're talking in Russian, of course.
I'm from Ukraine. Я вдам тебе попозже цену, я думаю. Marina's from Georgia Republic.
Our brain just still continue to think Russian.
Mike is from Iraq.
What did you do in Iraq before you came here?
I served with American Army for a couple years. I really love America.
I work for Brooks Brothers as a tailor and for St. John as sales. I also worked at random master tailors throughout the city. We have kind of a smaller market for everything. We have some people that will get fabulous clothes, and we get some people who are looking for evening or fur. That whatever I can sew with my sewing machine, I'll attempt to put together. It could be a furniture project, outside furniture project. As long as there is a pattern to be made, I can do it. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Have a great day. Appreciate your business.
Bend your fingers on your right hand just a little bit. There it is. Very nice. Chin down to the left just a little bit. Oh, I love it so much. Like, oh, there it is. There it is. See the difference?
Having a photo shoot will help me just talk to my consumer.
3, 1, 2, 3, go.
Brad is so talented and so knowledgeable.
First I look at texture and then I look at shape.
I can just send the girl and not even go with him, and he will just know what to do and how to place her in the best light and how to read my story and how to introduce my story to the viewer.
Okay, ready? Go for it.
I just want to share with people what I do and let them feel a little bit of how I feel. It's like a visual conversation. It's like making art. You can describe art, but you can't really see it until you see it. So these things are amazing for me.
Beautiful, right there.
Hey ladies, would you like to know the order? You're probably after Shelby. You're right after Zora. Can I have
Natalia, so anytime you ever get to wear a dress or work for her, you just consider yourself blessed.
You're going to be showing basically a whole
just this season? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We love her fashions, and she's always been so giving in the community.
This is my mama, and this is my papa.
Hey.
And this is my sister, but she doesn't like me to hug her. But I love her. Oh, hi.
Hi.
When I come, with my broken language and nobody knows what to expect from me, it's kind of hard to start,
I was scary. I was afraid I wasn't gonna make it. She actually started making her own dresses when she was 14. So at the age of 14, she was like almost everything was made by her.
Natalia just was very interested in getting her parents here, and they've wanted to several times. It just hasn't worked out with work schedules and other events being, in different places. So this just perfect storm worked out great, so they get to come see her and everything.
What'd you guys think?
Oh, we like it. It's really nice, amazing.
Dad, what'd you think?
I like it very much.
It was awesome as usually. Like, it's amazing.
I'm very happy to have such a daughter.
She wants to help people. She wants to do what she can. And all those things add up to somebody that I want to be with. When you look at these other people that are around and in her life, they see that constantly. They see the 16 hours a day, 17 hours a day that she works. And I think that it does inspire people. It inspires me. It lets me know that there's so much more I could be doing that I'm not.
She inspires me not only to be a better model, but just a better person in general. And I just love the relationship that I have with her and working with her. Being on set with her is always just such a great experience.
I've been here in the United States for about 13 years now. So I'm definitely, the way I'm building my life, I'm very lucky to be here, where I see my son will be able to have a future and, accomplish things and have dreams and be able to accomplish hopes and dreams and just succeed.